Good morning, gang. All right, Monday, back to the grind. You know, I got up early this morning and was kind of going over some of the world news and seeing what's going on. Again, you know me, I'll read international press and things like that to find out what's going on in the United States because God knows our media won't tell us. So I got a question. Anybody watch the last James Bond movie? It's kind of interesting how that one went, where they were making the bad guy, Rami Malek, the character he was playing, was making a weapon that would specifically target a person based on their DNA. Okay. And I mean, again, Hollywood, truth is stranger than fiction. But how many times over and over and over throughout history has Hollywood kind of given everybody the idea of what's going on? And you watch the movie, it's a Bond movie, go figure. It's 2 hours, 2.5 hours for that one of, momentary suspension of disbelief, as it's called in the industry. But you watch that and it's just fun. Well, guess what? No, it's not. Now, I talked the other day about how people voluntarily gave their DNA to 23andMe and all this sort of stuff. This was shocking, to say the least, for me to read this morning. And coming out of a congressman's mouth, a Democrat congressman's mouth, okay? So, you know, everybody can throw out the, oh, it's just a Republican conspiracy, far right conspiracy. Well, considering this was said by a Democrat, that would be a real difficult leap to say this is a far right conspiracy. I want to read to you exactly what Jason Crow, who is a Democratic congressman from Colorado, said over the weekend. All right? Or said on Friday, actually. He goes, there are now weapons under development and developed that are designed to target specific people. That's what this is, where you can actually take someone's DNA, take their medical profile, and you can target a biological weapon that will kill a person or take them off the battlefield or make them inoperable. Think about that. There's plenty of things in the world that man can do and just shouldn't. Okay. Einstein, who was part of the scientific research for the nuclear bomb, the atomic bomb, said if he knew what kind of damage it did to Hiroshima and Nagasaki, he would have never participated in it. Okay. This is something, again, messing with DNA. Where have we heard that before? Okay. Making a weapon that can specifically target somebody based on their DNA. Now, look at how, like I said, 23andMe, all the DNA voluntary collection that was done. Let's look what was going on in 2020. You know what I'm talking about there. What vehicles can be. I mention the movie Kingsman all the time about targeting the world all at once with something simple, people voluntarily going, yeah, please, use this against me. It's this one gets out there, okay? I mean, not out there as in conspiracy theory. I mean, out there is like somebody is actually putting money into, obviously, a lot of money into doing something like this. Now, imagine what can be done with this. Countries don't like a particular regime that's in another country. Oh, I don't know, the United States and its nation building for the last God knows how many decades, sticking our nose in and putting our tax dollars and our troops in harm's way because whoever the politician is running the country, either side, again, doesn't like, oh, I don't know, Saddam Hussein or a Muammar Gaddafi or whatever. Let's just say, for example, uh, totally hypothetical here, guys. I'm just totally hypothetical. I'm going to put this through. Let's say the current regime in the United States doesn't like Viktor Orban in Hungary. Oh my God, he's completely nationalistic. He doesn't like communism, whatever it is. Can we get his DNA? Can we find a coffee cup? Can we find a cigarette butt? Can we target assassinate him with, I don't know, a bottle of perfume? I don't know. Let's go to back to the Batman movies, okay? Jack Nicholson. Uh, I mean, this is how crazy it is. You swear it's the R&D facilities for weapons being made of the world or ideas is coming out of Hollywood. I mean, these are crazy, crazy ideas. And somebody goes, hey, you know what? That's kind of cool. Let's see if we can do it. No, this is stuff that's not supposed to be done. Okay. I mean, just morally should not be done. But now think about, like I said, with what was going on, it was 60%, 70%, 80%, 90%, and how many of us all talked about at the time. I mean, at pretty much every channel that you can get was talking about what are they trying to do with, all this medical technology. I'm choosing my words carefully. Could this have something to do with it? I say all the time, putting puzzle pieces together. This is something I never imagined was even being considered, let alone worked on. But when a congressman comes out and who sits on the House Intelligence Committee, all right, so obviously he knows more than most on what's going on. If we are actually working on and have actually already developed, his words, something like this, what could be used against us? Okay, I mean, let's think about this. Gee, there's all the talk that there's a certain candidate nobody wants, well, at least half the country doesn't want to run in 2024. Okay, and I'm not talking about Potato Joe. Could something nefarious be done there? Could something nefarious be done to the supporters? Think about all and I'm not trying to go off on a conspiracy theory stuff, guys. I'm trying to make you think. Okay. But think about all the comments that y'all have made to me about strange contrails and chemtrails from airplanes over the top, over your house, crisscross patterns. Granted, planes go east to west and north to south. Okay. So you're going to get crisscross patterns there. But you guys have asked about that. There's way too much out there. This is something we need to know more about. The fact that this got dropped on Friday afternoon in a conversation, okay, and you go back, how long has it been since Ancestry.com, who I told you who that was owned by, or 23andMe, people have been voluntarily giving up their DNA. They caught the Golden State Killer by it, okay? It was marketed to you as, hey, find your ancestry, see see who you're related to in history, until the government says, hey, we want this, and we're going to track somebody's lineage to see what they've done. Imagine starting to track lineage, go, this guy was a conservative. Let's find everybody else down his bloodline that was a conservative. Gee, now we've got all this DNA. Let's send something out to eradicate this potential group of people. Remember, There's groups that are fighting for abortion. Remember what Margaret Sanger wanted to do. Remember what the original plan for Planned Parenthood was. Okay, Planned Parenthood wasn't to help the liberal community. Margaret Sanger's original idea was to basically eliminate the black race. Yeah, that's true. Sorry, but this is the crazy stuff that we have to watch. You start putting all this together, it comes out in bits and pieces, but this is where we're heading. This is what these whack jobs in the world, they have a God complex, all of them. You know, again, the Gideon thing the other day, the S group versus, the C group, the 7 to 8 million people that are going to rule the world or whatever it is. They're nuts. It's it's time that the world says, enough of this crap. We need to go back to 100 years ago and live like that again, because the technological future, the information age that we've got into, is allowing megalomaniacs to destroy the world at a rapid pace. And this is what we're prepping to get through, guys. Hiding in our little caves, in our little slices of, the world that we have, and watch the rest of it blow up around us. It's gonna happen. Economically, militarily, whatever. The world has just gone to hell. I don't know what else to say. I mean, this is just one of those where I go, you gotta be freaking kidding me. One hell of a way to wake up Monday morning, huh? Read the article below. Have a good one. Pinball out.